Hello and welcome back to my channel, and welcome back to another game that's just disappointing, really. It's not the worst I've had to review, but it is by no means the best. This is of course as Pompey have just drawn 0-0 away at the Railwaymen of Crewe. Now we'll have a little talk about what I have to say after that and what I think going forward. Now Pompey drawing 0-0 away led the path and let it open for Blackpool and Lincoln to capitalise. Now as it stands, because these games are going on at the time of recording, Pompey are 6th with Lincoln leapfrogging us into 4th as they are 2-0 up. Blackpool are into 5th, but they're dropping due to the points. If they do get a win, they'll be up into 4th again. Oxford have closed the gap to 3 points, however they have played one game more. But come on boys, do I think this Pompey side is good enough to get promoted? Yes, I think, all things considered, the playoffs was the aim anyway. I think after tonight's 0-0 draw, automatics were a long shot anyway, but I think that is now out of the question. With a win tonight, it's still impossible. Mathematically, it isn't impossible. But now Peterborough just need to get 6 points from their remaining 6 games to get promotion, to be uncatchable by Pompey, and Hull need 4. Come on, that's not possible. That's some sort of ridiculous form. They'd have to go on to not be able to hold on to that ahead of Pompey at least. Now the stats weren't bad for today's game. 61% possession to Pompey, 12 shots to Crewe's 9, 8 chances each. Pompey with more passes and more pass success. They had double the amount of fouls with 18. Pompey having 5 shots on target, 7 shots off. But there's one thing in terms of shots and strikers and all of this that is, you can't really talk about it without mentioning it. John Marquis's penalty. Now we've got this penalty, and the fans are thinking, get in. We're going to get the goal. We're going to get a win. We're going to bounce back. And then he puts the weakest penalty I think I've ever watched. He is a striker. Yes, he may be a bit going through injuries, but if he's not fit to score penalties, don't play him. If he's not fit to score goals, don't play him. Yes, we know we've been talking about how much Pompey do need that striker and Pompey do need goals. But do we need goals as much as to play a striker that can't finish his chances off? You won't get a better chance than that, or you won't get many better chances than that at all. And he's fluffed it pretty much. That is basically the reason we have now drawn 0-0. But I think all things considered, that's not an awful result. Crewe have been fairly good at home this season with the 10th best record in the league. Pompey been good away, but it's slowed up recently. Still only one defeat in 6 under the Cowleys, which cannot be frowned upon. The current results as they stand, though, at the time of recording, I'll put them up at the time of editing when this is finished. But as it stands, it's Crewe 0, Pompey 0, Wigan 2, Sunderland 1, Wimbledon 3, Ipswich 0, and obviously those 2 games denting Ipswich's and Sunderland's hopes of anything. Ipswich now, we'll talk about the league table in a minute actually. Burton now beating Doncaster 1-0 away, Blackpool 0-0 with Accrington. Lincoln are now 3-0 up at home to MK Dons. Oxford are 2-1 against Shrewsbury. And bottom of the league, Rochdale are beating second bottom of the league, Swindon 1-0. That leaves the league table at the minute with Hull and Peterborough in the automatic places with 79 and 76 points respectively. 5 points ahead of Sunderland, who have now played equal games with 71 points. Lincoln, Blackpool and Pompey make up the playoff spots. Oxford, Charlton, Ipswich and Gillingham make up the chasing pack. Doncaster slipping to 4th if they continue to lose tonight. At the bottom of the league as it stands, Rochdale still bottom, only a point now off Swindon in second bottom. Of course, then it is Swindon, Bristol Rovers and Northampton making up the bottom 4, with Wigan claiming a big win over Sunderland tonight. And Wimbledon, they are currently winning as well, pushing them 2 points clear of safety with a game in hand. They may actually do it. But I don't want to waffle on about, this has happened, it's just negative, Pompey, we're not good enough, this, that and the other. It's happened. Yes, it may not be the best result, it may have been very, very boring to watch. But they're coming for the playoffs, we're still in the playoffs, the Cowleys have come in here to get them to us, we're still 6th in the league. Ultimately, we haven't lost. It may feel like 2 points drop because of the penalty miss, but we haven't lost the game. And we were potentially the better side. The keeper, Jaskalainen, did keep out quite a few good chances for Pompey with quite a good few saves. Curtis looked to have a couple of chances, couldn't quite finish them off. The defence was quite solid for them, considering they lost 6-0 the other night. But they made quite a few changes. Their attack was relatively quiet and kept that way by Pompey's defence. I think Raggett and Watmore did an extremely good job. for a team that have lost at the weekend. They didn't really provide any kind of threat to Pompey. I felt like they weren't going to score. At no point in the game did I think Crewe would score. Yes, they had their chances, before Crewe fans do say, oh, you're biased. They had chances, but I didn't think they'd score. But equally, Pompey did as well, and I didn't think we'd be scoring. We were probably the side that deserved the 3 points more, but I don't think we deserved them. Anyway, we'll hear from Dad and Lewis now, just to hear what they have to say after that performance, and see what they think maybe going for the rest of the season or on to MK Dons next weekend.
Right, review of today's game. First half was a complete non-event. Neither team created very much going forward. It was a bit scrappy, but it wasn't good enough. Second half, for the first 10-15 minutes, we did create some chances. Marcus missed the penalty, but he doesn't look fit either. It's just a shame we haven't got any strikers and options to come back and challenge for his position, because to me he didn't look at the races at all. Curtis looked pretty decent tonight. Defence was solid, but didn't really get pressurised at all. You just take a point and move on, but we must win the game against MK Dons. We've got to win that game, no question. But moving forward, I think we need 4 wins from the remaining games. If so, even playoffs could be a struggle. But keep the faith, play at Pompey.
Now, thank you to those two once again for sending in their reactions for the game. I probably imagine, obviously I'm recording this before I've seen it, I imagine they have said a bit negative things, but ultimately it happens. You can't win every game. You know, I'm normally Mr. Positive, as Dad will know, but you can't say, oh yeah, we're the best team in the league every single week, yeah, we're going to batter everyone, because you won't. Crewe, when it was meant to be played in February, I think it was, they were a very good side at home. They hadn't lost in months. So a draw back then would have been, right, Cushley, we've got that done, let's go. But a draw's happened, it's happened now. We will quickly talk about what I think needs to happen for the rest of the season. I think injuries may hamper us a bit. Obviously, Lee Brown is now injured. We missed him massively today. Jacobs as well, that's just a bit of extra creativity. We missed him. 2 of our 3 attacking options are out injured with Hawula and Harrison. That won't help us. Injuries have not helped us this season. That's another thing I've got to mention. But the playoff picture then, and we will talk about it. At the moment, the teams that are most likely to be in the playoffs are Sunderland, Lincoln, Blackpool, Pompey. Then you have Oxford and Charlton with an outside chance. I'm going to rule out Ipswich for now. They're 5 points off, having played the same amount of games, because they are currently losing 3-0 away to Wimbledon in the 90th minute. So those teams, Sunderland, Lincoln, Blackpool, Pompey and Oxford, possibly Charlton maybe. They do have that game in hand. Well, I'd probably say Charlton over Oxford. 2 games in hand on Oxford, same points, 3 less goal difference. So 6 less goal difference. I would say Charlton above Oxford. But anyway, Sunderland, very good side. Lincoln, unpredictable. Blackpool, on their day, can be undefeatable. Pompey, bit give and take, but under the Cowleys, I'd give us a good chance. And then Charlton, who under Nigel Adkins have had a bit of a revival, but not quite everything they wanted to see. Obviously, they did beat Sunderland at the weekend, so there's no complaining from them. But I'd say Pompey are fairly strong favourites for that. Sunderland are probably the favourites. Then it would be Blackpool and Pompey, I reckon, if it's those kind of teams. But as I said, it still has to be done. We have to qualify for them, and ultimately that won't be easy. Pompey's next games then. We'll have a very, very quick look at our next games before we end the video. MK Dons, Swindon, Bristol Rovers, Accrington twice, around Wimbledon away. MK Dons should be 3 points. They are currently losing 3-0 away to Lincoln. We need 3 points from that game. Swindon, we need 3 points as well. They're second bottom of the league, losing to bottom of the league currently. Then we have Bristol Rovers at home. Another game we should really be winning. Yes, they have the ability to get results, but you need them. Accrington will not be easy. They're currently holding Blackpool. We do have them twice. If we can get 4 points off them, I think it would be good enough for playoffs. And then we need to be beating Wimbledon. Now that would realistically be 17 points, 16 points, 17 points, something like that from the last games. And I think that would see us clear 16 points from a possible 18. That'd be us in the playoffs, definitely. 18 points would be majestic, but it won't happen, let's be honest. But that is where this video is going to end. Do let me know what you thought of that game and what you think going to finish the season. I might bring out a video tomorrow, if it is a video coming out tomorrow, about what I think needs to be done in the summer. Do let me know if you want to see that. Let me know if you're a fan of another club, how you reacted to your team's performance today. Can we get 10 likes on this one? Without further ado, we will end it. Thank you very much, and please do subscribe. See you in the next one.